Hello, it's Tom Haber from Tibetan White Crane Kung Fu Canada, and I'd like to share with you another Kung Fu form from the Pak Hok Pai or Tibetan White Crane system. This set is called Saidai Gong Gong Ke, which translates to the Four Big Diamond King's Fists. This set is relatively short, about a minute in duration, and it is performed, like most of the White Crane sets, relaxed and with much power through the motions and movements exhibited as we complete the set. It's usually practiced a little bit later in the curriculum or shown a little later in the curriculum. However, I find this set is a really good beginner set to teach after students have mastered and learned, of course, the basic seed fists. Within the set, some strikes are completed while moving backwards, and this adds to the difficulty and makes the set a little more dynamic than straight in and out. There is some complexity to the set which may not be apparent from the seemingly simple movements that you see. For example, midway through each first line section, there is a leg grab and a takedown. And also midway through the fourth line section of the last bit, there is what is it called a hand trapping motion, followed up with a double spear strike with the hands and a kick. It's kind of a unique move. It's also seen in one other Hok Pai set, but the trapping motion before it is a little bit different. So to properly learn this set, of course, you learn the movements, generate the power, and understand how the biodynamics are. But you also need to practice each of these striking movements as an applied drill. You do that first with some pads, and then you can work it into your own drill work with an opponent and a partner to help really breathe life into the true nature and keeping this form martial set that it is. A unique element to this set is the breath work and power generation that we complete before we even start the set. So that's before the two palm strikes at the beginning. You see some similar Gong or breath work in other Chinese Kung Fu, especially in the southern systems, and particularly Hungar. So what is interesting about this set in Hungar is that it is similar to another set that we do in the White Crane system called Siu Ning Kuen, which is the lesser five animals. And that set was performed or collaborated with Hungar practitioners to develop the White Crane lesser five animals. And this is the only other set that has that kind of dynamic breath work at the beginning of it. So I find that quite interesting. So how old is this set? I can't tell you. Maybe as late as the mid 1800s or so, when there was a real amalgamation of learning and development in the southern systems. It could be a little bit newer than that. Don't know for sure. So in this form, there are 4 double lines with 4 key punches in each line, 4 key movements. And each line is separated by 2 strikes at the end or some end line movements before starting the next 4 strikes. So Saidai Gong Gong is 4 big Buddhas. So we're doing 4 strikes, and 4 is a particularly unlucky number. So it's said to signify death. So this 4 strikes are 4 deathly strikes, but we put them as 2 sections together before a line, and we call 2 sets of 4 makes it 8, and 8 is a lucky number. So I like to think of this as a form that brings the death, but keeps the practitioner safe and lucky. So that's my interpretation of its nomenclature. Not sure if that was the original intent, but I like to go by that. So I hope you enjoy the set. I'll share it with you now, and look for those movements I talked about. And if you have any questions, always feel free to message me, let me know, and let me understand what you think about it, or if you have anything to add to it or descriptions from your practice. Maybe you've done this set or a variation of it. So enjoy.